Testing, testing. Test, test, test. Okay. So I've released, great, step right into the trap. I've released a new preview, calling it preview now because alpha is kind of weird. And why is this spider sitting there? I think I know why. I've released a new preview. I haven't worked on the path since yesterday, so the paths might still be broken in some cases, but yeah, I wanted to get the sticky porch bug out of there finally, and yeah, let me just think about that bug because that's been bugging me all day, but I think I have to remove enemies and items and allies from the boundaries. So that's my theory, at least. Let me show the boundaries. So if something gets placed here by the procgen algorithm, like a snake, for example, and then this thing is collapsed, it might be stuck on the ledge, like this. I mean, I can move, but the snake couldn't somehow. But that's tricky because the snake was here. It wasn't standing on the boundary itself. But for this to happen, the boundaries have to collapse after the entities were placed. Otherwise, it wouldn't have placed it on a ledge. So can I change the order? That means collapse, bounce first, and then generate random objects. That's on the assumption that they are that the order is opposite right now, which means I generate the objects and then I collapse the bounds. So let's check that. And before I start with the actual task today, that is in, well, let's check my in. What is spawn? What is this? I know that I renamed this recently, but I've already forgotten what it says. Place enemies on map with player spawn. Yeah, that's exactly that. So it generates the path and then it spawns stuff. So that's the correct way. But I guess I don't. Let me look on the path in tile. Come on. Tile.c. I have this edge classification for tiles, and that happens here. Block edges. Where do I call this? Update tiles. Okay, so I have to call find edges after I've collapsed the path. Is that? So this just goes through all the tiles. So let's just try that. I have this. Oh, that's static. Okay, I need to have that public. So in path, I have carve path. And carve. Not even sure how you pronounce that. Fox. So a wrong path for the editor. And I might just. But wait, doesn't it? Plug edges. It does set the flag. But it's also called in tessellate block. Oh man. So it should actually... Well, the tessellation only takes place after. After I've generated the objects. So this makes sense. And the same over here. Yeah. So let's export that function. Find edges. And here as well. Now, how do I test that it works? Well, I can test if it crashes first. Okay, that's good. Okay, that added quite a lot to the time. Well, it might actually be because I'm streaming. But this restart was instant half an hour ago. That might actually be OBS. I guess I'll have to sit here and wait, let me... That's actually the same edge. So trying to... What is it? Prove a falsehood? Or what was it? I get the feeling that trying to prove this is going to be difficult, but I mean, this looks pretty good. I think that solved it. And I should comment the code for why the edges have to be updated. Well, actually, pretty self-explanatory. Okay, I'd call that fixed until I see it happening again. Fix objects placed on ledges. Okay. So the options So obviously they're going to go here. And I'd like to start with the absolute bare bones version, which means I'll use text for everything. And what I need is volume, which is the main thing. Everything else is optional. But I think I'll add... Do I add brightness? I mean, the game is pretty dark, so that could be a problem. On the other hand, messing with the brightness I mean, the brightness should just be set to a value that works. And if it's too dark, you crank up your screen brightness. And if I look at the character, the value of the color of the character sprite and the white numbers in the interface, which are actually not white, they are a shade of gray. Then there might be room to increase the value of the game sprites. But that makes them... Well, does that make them paler? Let's try. I mean, it's just two numbers in the shader. First one is this one. This is brightening it up. And this one, which is saturation, desaturation. Right now it's set to saturate. If I crank this up, I'll have to crank this up as well. So let's tick both of these up 1 point. And yeah, it's more colorful. But it's not really brighter. So let's keep going up here. Okay. Let's drive it until it's bad. Okay, this is much brighter now. And it looks about the same in terms of saturation as it was originally. Let's see if I can find an interior. Okay, this is kind of weird. I think I still have God mode on. Is this a dead end? Oh no, it isn't. It isn't. Okay, I mean, I've planned to add more interiors. Oh, there's one. Okay, this orange was pretty extreme now. Let me open. How do I get this to open a white page? Widescreen page. Great, it's not widescreen. No, it is. Sorry for the flashing. But if I compare this so this is the potential. This is what I'm using. It still seems dark to me. I mean, it should be dark and gloomy, but not quite sure. What I don't like is the bright fields around the player. They are, yeah, they're weird. But that's the light function. Do I touch that? Yeah, let's look at it. That's in render. Light at that's here. Let's make this 1.5. And can I get a place with equal background? So yeah, so actually the same. But I think it looks better. Let's keep it linear, but it's still there. The halo around the player. Okay, that increased. The light range. Greater than 8. That's stupid. Should be 16. So it makes 1 over the distance times the radius. Let's set that to 2. Oh, that's better. Now I have a square around the player that's lit up. What was the original radius? 1 maybe? Yeah, looks like it. So if I make this 0, oh, that's crazy. Why am I painting black now? Who knows? Let's make this 3 and this 1. I mean, the light in the game doesn't need to be realistic. It needs to be good. But that's too much. Yeah, that's not going to work. Let's try for one. I mean, I feel that it's still a bit dim, but I'm hesitant to. I mean, it's bordering on garish already. Yeah, this is. This is quite a lot. but also not that bad. Yeah, actually this is pretty cool. Maybe I could tweak the saturation just to see what happens. And that's over here. Let's turn this up. That's maybe a bit much. Let's go back to the same area. Yeah, that's too much. I mean, I want it to be colorful because that's more fun, but I also want it to be tasteful. So this might actually be too much. Let's turn this back down. Well, this looks kind of pale now, but of course that's all relative. And your eyes adjust. But this might actually be too little. The thing is, right now this purple is super saturated, but everything else isn't. So maybe I need to tone the purple down a bit. Tone it down. And another thing, I think on stream, let me look. Well, it's actually, yeah, it's more washed out on stream. Which actually may be the monitor of my laptop. So that's also hard to trust. This could need a bit more. Let's try this. Okay, I like this immediately. Oh, and those need to go. I ran into them earlier today. Okay, this is pretty nice. At least on my monitor. I'll have to test this on a display that's kind of good. Because this monitor that I have is pretty cheap. So I can't really trust it. But let's test the white screen again. Flash warning. Okay. Yeah, I think that's much better. Oh, a skeleton died. How did the skeleton die? Oh, it walked into a trap. I mean, let's leave it there. That's the brightness slider completed by omitting it, which is the best kind of completed. If you're trying to get things done. And now I have the problem that I have only one setting. Actually, let me look. I think it's just one. Did I save? I think so. Oh god, okay, this can go, please. So volume, brightness, resolution. No, I'm not doing that one. It'll always be the resolution of the screen, for now at least. And there won't be upscaling or downscaling. Windowed, full screen. It'll always be windowed. And I think there was a VSync issue. That on some setups VSync doesn't work. But that's how could that ever happen? Let's check. Actually, let's write this down. VSync camera height, and that's fixed as well. Brightness is fixed. VSync not working. Force it via your GPU control panel rather than in-game settings. Yeah, so you have to disable it in your driver. No? In-game frame generation, okay. Disables desync. There are what circumstances could VSync stop working on player's machine? Software overrides, driver malfunctions, incorrect display configurations. So yeah, why should I care? I mean, oh, okay. So I just have to cope with people turning off their VSync. So I actually need to handle the case. But that's not an option. That's just handling it. Handle VSync turn off in the driver on the player machine. So it's to only have volume. And I can just add the volume here with angled brackets and a number in between from 0 to 100. And if so I'm locked to up and down here in this screen. Left and right is not used, but I could use it for the volume. And that's it. And the problem is I have to save this setting. Can I save it in the save file? No. I also need to find the Windows, what is it, app data, documents, stuff folder to store the save files. And then this settings file as well. thinking about how to save the volume value and where to save it, at what moment. I mean, the save file is just a binary blob. So I can also just dump a settings struct to disk. So that's super easy to load as well. I have to version it, but that's fine. And then I just dump it. And on boot, I try to read it. Hey 12, how's it going? Good morning, good afternoon. Yeah, it's 2 o'clock for me. I'm thinking about the options page, which only has volume now because I fixed the brightness a bit. But yeah, I think that's what I'll do. So that's create volume control in menu, left, right, let's say 0 to 9, let's make it 10. Save options file on menu close. Read options file on game open. That's it. It's 12:49 p.m. so afternoon from here to yes, volume, master, music, and brightness is all you need. All right, right? I've done away with the brightness because I've just made the game a bit brighter. So people can tweak their devices for brightness. So that's the plan, at least. I mean, that's much less friction. for me and for the player, if it just works. So yeah. But volume is... yeah, that's required. Because you might want to play with the volume off, listening to music or something. Yeah, I guess I'd rather brightness in the game. So I don't have to turn up my TV on monitor brightness contrast when they change, and then change it if I play something else. So you mean to balance out the differences in brightness between games, I should have a brightness control? That makes sense. And I haven't compared this to any other games, so... I mean, if I make a volume slider, then I can as well make a brightness slider. The only problem might be that I have to have... so I have two sliders, brightness and saturation, but I'd have to change them in tandem. But if I have only 10 granular, if the granularity with which you can change is only 10, then I can make a lookup table to change that. Like, I have a higher in-game brightness for Red Dead 2, as dense forests in the nighttime can be absurdly dark. Yeah, and NHL 26, I have it turned down because it's a lot of bright lights, and the wise eye drink shines a bit. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. So let me look at the fragment shader. So this is my brightness. Um, 2.0. Let's make it 4 letters like everywhere else. And saturation. That's this one. So these are default values. rather than a slide, you could just have bars that you can toggle left to right depending on how bright or loud you want the game to be. But more retro, I think, too. Yeah, I don't want a slide. That's primarily because I don't have a mouse. But yeah, it'll look like this. It'll be the other options, like, what was it, controls. And then there's save and, oh, come on, where's the add sign? Quit. And then there'll be volume. And then like this. And if you get here, the cursor will change like this. Simple, less fuss on the UI side if you just swap out an yeah. So normally the cursor looks like this, and on these two it'll look like this, for example. So that it's pretty clear that you can move left and right with your on the D-pad. I think hopefully that's clear. It would be clearer if this was a bar and then I have something like this. But that's ugly. Would you highlight the text as well from white to the yellow color you have? Yeah, sure. So just like here. So that'll land here. Yeah. So, but I'll have to define the values. I should make them 10, I think. Yeah, that's the most natural. But the thing is, this goes... Well, I can't just try. Okay, let's make brightness first. I need a new uniform. Do I go this way around or do I make the interface first? Let's make the interface first, in case that doesn't work. That is in interface first, yeah. Where is that, in game? Yeah. Render the menu. Okay, so I have these options here. But I think I'll have to do this the dumb way. So I'm going through them here with this array. And that is 1, 2, 4. But I'd rather do it by hand now, because yeah, 1 or 2 are special cases now. So that's let's put these in first. So that's inventory, controls, restart, save, and come on. And well, so inventory should be first. I mean, inventory, I can't throw that away actually. Inventory is its own button. I'm not sure why it's even here. So that can go. But I don't want these two at the top, so the player doesn't accidentally activate them. So now I have an info page on top. And after that I can put volume. And then brightness. Maybe. Or like this. Yeah, that looks better. But now I've changed the order, so I have to... So this is just the rendering code, and there's it's a partner, the update code, which does the actual thing. And that is hidden somewhere. Where did how do I find it? Oh, with the menu. Hello. Oh, there it is. Okay. So inventory is gone. There was controls. Controls restart. Controls restart volume. Oh god. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 4. There's no loading. Thank you. That's with just pressing the cross button on the PlayStation controller. But the others are here. Else if the button D-pad west is just pressed. It's just on. That means subtract. So switch C menu, case 2. And let's just print a message here. And the other one is D-pad to the east. Um, 2 and 3, okay. Yeah, I haven't completed the rendering code. Let's see where menu is used. Here, but that'll go. Wasn't there another count here? Yeah, here. Do I subtract 1 or not? It was 4, I think. I'll see in a bit. So these eyes have to be numbers. And then I need to, so these are okay. So I need to render the cursor. And I do that here. Unused eye. How big is your font, by the way? It's so clear on my phone screen, but it doesn't actually look all that zoomed in. That's a good question. It's the when you install Arch Linux, there's a, when you go through the tutorial, it tells you to enable a font, and it's called Terminus, and it's called 132 or something, and that's the font. So it's maybe 32 pixels high, I'm not sure. So you're on Arch. I thought you're on BSD, like OpenBSD. Yeah, I've wait, you've written more. 1 second. Usually most streamers who code have their font in absurd sizes, so it's clear on screen. Guessing you've got optimal OBS settings enabled. I never worried about that. I just yeah, put it on and it worked. I was on OpenBSD for a month or two. And the rest is I use Arch, by the way, or whatever the meme is. I was on OpenBSD for the longest time, but the thing is, there's a bug in OpenBSD right now where the Radeon card that I have, sometimes every 50th time I start up the game, it'll soft lock the kernel in the driver, I guess. So the PC is completely frozen and I have to hard reset. And on OpenBSD, that's pretty scary because their file system is pretty ancient. But I had planned to stream this on OpenBSD, but yeah, because of that bug, I'm back on Linux. And to be fair, OBS doesn't run on OpenBSD, but I have a FFmpeg configuration that can stream almost as well. I've assumed since you're using bmake instead of make. Yeah, that's just because I wrote it on BSD and I'm too lazy to convert it. And I think in the next couple of weeks OpenBSD releases a new version. Maybe the bug is fixed. That'll be nice. But yeah, right now it's just too risky that your PC hangs up and your stream dies. So I have the cursor, I have the other things. TBH, I have been using bmake over make in the last few months. Syntax is a bit nicer and feels faster to run. Why is this white? Why is it gray, I mean? Is it behind? Not sure if you can see in the left top. Plus, minus, plus, minus. So that works. Put message. There it is. No, this has to be behind. Behind the full screen alpha. The black alpha layer behind the menu. It puts the messages there, which is weird. But in any case, it needs to increase the value and not print messages. So I need two globals. I need the volume, which is actually not that easy. I might have to create an array for that as well. Or I can, wait, I can just divide it. Can I? Divide the master volume by 2. a couple of times. But I have to get to 0, so no, can't do that. Let's make volume first. Let's just make a function. Or change volume -1, change volume +1. Could you not represent it as a percentage and go down by 10% at a time? Let me think. I think the volume scale is logarithmic. But I know let me ask the AI. What is -100 dBFS in linear scalar value? So that's pretty much 0. So if I go, you start at 0 dBFS, which is full volume, and then you go down 10 each time. But that might be... Oh god. Would you like to see how this compares to other common levels? Can you give me a graph? I'm not sure if this Google thing can do this, but let's try. Give me a graph of 0 dBFS being decremented in 6 dB steps. Give me a linear scalar. Also not the correct word. Give me a graph of the linear scalar values of till it reaches -100 dBFS. Yeah, that looks pretty logarithmic. But I think that's correct. Can you make this bigger, maybe? So what this says is at 0 dBFS, full volume, my scalar with which so this is basically the scalar with which I multiply all the audio samples. So all the samples get multiplied by 1 at 0 dBFS. -6 means, in human terms, half the loudness. So if I turn the music down 6 decibels, it's half as loud. If I do that again, it again gets half as loud, etc, 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 etc. So I cannot do this in the game because the first step would bring it down drastically. The second, kind of, or maybe this is actually how YouTube volume works. But I'm not sure if I want that. But in any case, it needs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So yeah, I could just use 10 decibels. Okay, let's just try it. Change volume, change volume. I have the master volume, but this should be in decibels then. Where did my little macro go? What? Are you kidding me? Okay, so it wasn't in the C files. Okay. Come on. DBFS. Why is it? What? It's gone. There it is. Let's just put it here. Okay. Converts DBFS to float scalar. So that's what I need. And this is an integer. Oh god. dB. And db full is not a float here, it's 0. So I need this function. It's called increase volume. Let's change volume. And here I'll put the actually okay. Then I need float volume to db and that is, so I get in 0, 10, that's what's displayed in the menu. And I want 0.0 to 1.0 to go out of this function. And I have dbfs which turns db into float. But this is not decibel. This is 10 is 0, 9 is minus 10, 8 is minus 20, 7 is minus 30, 6 is minus 20, already failed. 6 is 4 is, man, this is screwing with my brain. 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, minus 100. Actually, this should be minus infinite, but yeah. How was the YouTube and GTA combo last night? I really wanted to, but then I worked on the website instead. So I've postponed it for tonight. Yeah, I just looked at the website yesterday, last night, and I thought, can I really afford to relax and play GTA. Solid priorities, yeah. I mean, I just wouldn't have been able to concentrate really, or really relax with work still on the table. Okay, what I do with this list? I think I'll just make an array. Zero is minus 100, minus 90, 80, minus 70. Is 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Why are there 11 now? Makes sense. It stops at 1. So there's no minus 100 actually. What? Okay, there are 11. That's counterintuitive. But yeah, of course there has to be a 0. Okay, so I have the table. And the volume is, yeah, that's just one of these indices. So assert volume is greater than 0 and volume is less than 11. So with these audio things, you'll have to be real careful, or you'll blow your speakers out or your ears. Okay, so then I can just dbfs table volume. Is that correct? I throw in a 5, I get out minus 50. That gets converted into whatever it is in scalar terms. And change volume is then actually that gets used in place of the master volume. Yeah, that's in the limiter. Actually, let's rename this volume of the game. And that can be a global. Wait, does it need to be? Yeah. No. I have this change volume function. So that's a D for delta, and game volume is exactly that. Yeah, well, let's just make it a global. I'll have to read it as well. Up here is fine. Yeah, I should put this comment there. Okay, and then I can remove this and go into here. Say volume gain is -1, and here it's +1. And its default is 0 because it's a global. That's a famous prediction that surely will fail. But let's hope for the best. And our ears. Okay. Greater than 0. Well, I was just talking about that. So it was 0. Okay. Oh, makes sense. It didn't want to go below 0. Yeah, it's... Come on, give me the... Yeah, that's what I want. Format. Okay. Let me turn off the parents. So it's turning up the game a bit. So this is volume 10. And I'm now going down. And that's an insane drop. Between 9 and 10, almost nothing happens. Okay, that's actually... It's actually a bug. Oh no? Or are my ears noisy? Did I have 2 games open? No. Okay, now it's quiet at least. Sounds like it doesn't change below 9. Yeah, that's really weird. Let's try again. Okay, 0. Okay, now it's correct. I think I had 2 instances of the game running. That's stupid. Yeah, that's exactly what I meant with the curve. I think I closed the browser. So I cannot subtract decibels. Yeah, I have to subtract. Let's try subtracting less. That might actually be enough. Oh, that's a browser. Where did it go? It's never seen again. Sound. Let's say it's... Oh god, now I have to count. Okay, let's see what happens. I think -3 is too little of a step. Let's turn the music up, the game up a bit. I mean, it's still on at 0, but this is much better. Yeah, I think that's okay. And at 0, then I'll just kill it. -100. And actually I can, well, I mean, yeah, let's go a bit further down here as well. Maybe 32 something, 33. And then I might actually make it more granular at the end. So this table came in handy, really. Okay, so I have these all as integers. So let's say 2, 4, 7, 10, something like that. Good enough. That's not main, that's game. Yeah, this is not that obvious. Let's, if the cursor is at 2, then add another one. And let's make these be angled. Not angled, but square brackets. Okay, square brackets are bad. Let's try without. That's good, and we can play the sound. A new move. Square brackets are banned. Yeah, they just they don't mesh well with the font. Yeah, it's nice without the angle brackets. Yeah, it's really retro now. What was the function called? Change volume. Oh, that's gone. Regame. Here, play something. Actually, I can play the OK sound. Oh, that's good. Then you can hear both the effects and the ambience. Very good. Yeah, let's save that. Satisfying. Yeah, it really is. Check in. Or have I forgotten something? Yeah, the options file, but I'll make that at the end. So check in extern. Oh, stupid. Add volume control external.c extern.h frag game sound. Okay. Now for the brightness. Let's check what that could look like, because my saturation and brightness filters, they behave kind of strangely. Oh, sorry, that's loud. Let's look at the fragment shader. So I've put these in here. Maybe maybe I'll add a third one. So in the post-processing, which is just multiplying the colors, and then it's clamping. Yeah, it really is just the brightness. I'm not sure how well that'll go. Post. Okay, that's at the very end. Good, let's try it. Let's add brightness uniform. And let's see if that explodes. I might also want to set the volume to 100, I think. Initially. Okay, didn't crash. Let's set the volume real quick. Init sound. Game volume is 10. Is it 10? I think so. Yep. So that's a float value. Let's just call it that. And that gets initialized in the rendering. Actually, yeah. I should maybe move that into file later. File.c. When I load the options file. Actually, I should make that now. Read file, read file, read file. Read options. What do I call that? Just P? Okay. So read file. But what if this fails? Okay, just returns null. So let's just okay, that is file buffer. If the file buffer after read file of P and the size is null, then set this and set this. And if it succeeds, then I don't care right now. Actually, these should be in a struct. Well, actually, that's a bad idea. because this is pretty free form. I can write anything I want into the options file right now. So let's leave it at that. Okay, I have the defaults. I've removed that one. Now I need to read the options at startup. Where do I do that? I need it before the sound starts playing, so actually maybe the first thing. And this actually maybe settings, not options. Yeah, functions. Okay, that's bad. Oh, yeah. The brightness is 0. Oh god. Actually, I can only change the brightness of the whole game. Yeah, well, that might actually be okay. Just shouldn't be 0. So what's missing is that I'm not uploading the uniform. And that's in begin render. 1F. Brightness. What's going on here? Brightness game. There we are. So now in the let's make the display first. Should also be 0 to 10. Wait, then that's an integer. Okay, let's go into the renderer, and this needs to go through a function. At the very least, it has to be a float. And the function is what? So this time it's the right way around. So 2.0 was probably at the upper end. Let's say 1.0 is at this side. 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 4, 5. Just checking if it works with the indices. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. What? 1, 2, 11. Okay, so that would work. In terms of converting this is 10 times 0.1 plus 1. That sounds good to me. Should maybe be 1, just to be correct. 1.5. But I'm actually not even sure if these work. So, but I can see that this doesn't go to 0. But that's actually then 5. Or maybe, yeah, maybe. Don't know. That's actually pretty decent. That might be it, actually. That's pretty good. So let's write the settings. Actually, let's check this in. And for that, I want file.c. Write settings. And I'll just steal this from the save file. Which does, okay, that's reading and writing. That's an F open. And then I need a version. Okay, I write the version. And then I write the integer writes here. Well, that's just that. The other two things, that's volume of the game and brightness of the game. Those are both ints. And that's it. Then reading. It reads into the buffer. don't need I think. Okay, size, etc. Then I get the end end pointer, data pointer. Then I reject turn here early. So if the settings version doesn't match, I set the defaults as well. And after that, I continue with this and this, and that's it. And I have to free the data. So the right settings, I'll call that each time I close the menu. Does that make sense? That's here. Alternative is each time I change a setting, which is excessive, I think. Or on menu close, but only if something changed. Let's just write it each time. Oh, wait, that doesn't work. Because I could press restart and then this doesn't fire. So maybe it has to be each time the values changed. Should not return value. Unused parameter P. Yeah. Don't need the end. Okay. Okay, let's set this to 3 and this to 3. And that's saved. Let's do 10 and to 10. This seems to be working. So this means that I'm actually done. That was really fast. That's 2.5 hours instead of a day. I mean, it's quick and dirty, but it's functional. Nice. Okay, let's look at the... Actually... Let's make a clean build and test it again, because I don't trust myself. This went too smoothly. There's the settings file in the list. Let's just clean it and let's remove the settings. So it should be at 10:10. And I can change this as fast as I want. It will always write out a file each time I change it. So that's pretty neat. 5.5. I quit. Now I'm at 5.5. What format is your settings file, by the way? Binary or ini style file? I've been focusing on work, so you might have said it already. No worries. It's really simple. It's binary and it's that's what I do. I call f open, then I call f write with the size of an int and an int and an int, and that's it. So I just dump 3 integers in the file and then that's it. And on the other side I just read 3 integers. Yeah, that's it. And there's not that much that could go wrong with this. I mean, of course, endianness, little versus big endian, but that's not a problem. nowadays, really. There might be someone out there who wants to play this on a power PC, but that's, yeah, it's just too easy not to do this way. Okay, let's see. Options screen. Wait, did I do create volume? Yeah, save, read. That's done. So there's not much left that I really need to do. Handle vsync turned off. So that's pretty annoying. But yeah. Let's see what happens if I turn vsync off. That might actually be... I have no idea what'll happen. Where is it? I think it's in GLX. Oh no, it's an X11. No, it's in GLX. What was it called? Yeah, here, it has to be here. What's it called? It has a name. It's not, is it swap interval? Is it not swap interval? I'm kind of stumped. It can't be that I don't have vsync enabled. swap interval. Why doesn't that work? What was the other one called? Okay, let's ask the AI before I go crazy. What's the GLX vsync swap interval function called GLX swap interval? That's what I thought. That's exactly how I wrote it. Oh, I think grep doesn't find it if it's inside the word. Oh, but this, I need to search C files. What's going on? I'm not enabling vsync. But it's on anyway, I guess. I must have thrown that out while porting, while doing the Windows port, because I saw that it's not needed. What? I have it for Windows. Okay, there's a bug in there. Let's fix that. What? Can you please give me numbers? Yes. Why doesn't it find the thing at 607? Because there's... What is grep doing? Oh, it's looking in the... Of course. I'm stupid. It's looking in the RCS file. As I told it to. So I'm remembering the Windows thing. So let's just put this in the glx file. And that is after Windows is after OpenGL is loaded. Here. And that's glx swap interval. Why don't I have that? Or GL swap interval? No. Let's just try it. glx swap interval extension. I need a glx. Was there? Well, there's so many glx functions, but no glx swap interval. Extension. Okay. Okay, display. It's void glx swap. Display glx drop drawable, and then int, and then glx swap interval extension. Then down here, glx swap interval axt, glx swap interval ext. Okay. WGL, yeah, that needs to go. glx dldsym load symbol glx. If this is null, if it's not null, then call it, and then that's it. DLs. Okay. Lib. Why is it just one argument in Windows? Is this a draft? No. Interval 1. Drawable is what? What was the drawable? Is that the context? It's just, no, it's make, what is it? Make current. Oh, it's the handle, okay. So that's the display and the handle. Then okay. Still renders, that's good. But I would need a Why is the gallium thing not working? What's oh, FPS? Is that what I did wrong? Oh, it works. Nice. Okay, so this is locked 60. Okay, short bathroom break. Okay, so if the VSync is now enabled explicitly, even though it worked before, the question is, how do I turn it off? How do I turn it off? Let's just ask the AI. How do I turn off VSync Arch Linux if it is enabled by default, even not when relax swap interval is Not used. That's actually a good point. I might just have to set this to 0. Oh, build beforehand, maybe. Oh, okay. So that's 400 frames. So that's good. That might destroy my graphics card, so let's use this sparingly. So I need a accumulator for the delta time. What was it? So in this loop, but how do I? Do I need an accumulator? And do I nano sleep? Huh. Might just CPU idle. Let's lock it to 90 frames. How can I, by default, not run into the breaks? Basically, if I'm running vsynced at 60, I don't want this code to impact performance. So let's say, okay, we have an accumulator, and the accumulator gets the delta time, and the accumulator is... Oh, actually I can't. So the normal flow would be to lock the frame rate without VSync would be to have the accumulator increase if it's greater than frame time, then frame accumulator minus frame time. Yeah. Else idle. I think that's basically the idea. But so the swap buffers is blocking. Oh god. So the loop goes round and round, the main game loop. Then it hits swap buffers at the end. So the main loop may take, let's say, 10 milliseconds. Swap buffers might take 1 millisecond, but then the VSync waits the additional 5 milliseconds to get to 16, which is 60 frames. 16 milliseconds is the 60 frames per second. So if the VSync drops, I'm now at 11 milliseconds. With the accumulator logic, that's fine. It'll only ever reach 60. But what if the accumulator is on while having VSync on? Then the accumulator will does that result in an uneven frame rate? When this turns around, the accumulator will most likely have a whole frame time in it. If I set frame time less than, wait, this actually works. If frame time is, let's say, frame time is 120 Hertz. That's 8 milliseconds. When the VSync holds everything at 16, so this first check, accumulator greater than 8 milliseconds, is always true. So I get the frame. But what if the VSync, what if the player has 240 Hertz monitor? Then that's 4 milliseconds. Then Wait, then... I can't put on the brakes then. Because the game would never render faster than 120. Do I need a maximum frame per seconds option? That's so stupid. I'm not sure how hard it is to pull the operating system vsync time. But if I lock at 120 Hertz, then wait, no, I just lock at 60. Do I lock at 60? Because I'm not sure if my particle calculations are all that robust. And I don't want to let it run free with stream on. Because, yeah, the game on Radeon cards apparently video encoding and other tasks share the same performance buffer, which is a bad way of saying they share the cores on the card. But with this accumulator, I can lock the game at 60. Vsync waits. Let me just try this. Is it this? No. Please give me floating. Great. Yeah, I need 1.0. Okay. The accumulator is less than the frame time. Idle. And idling is in sound. Hello? Okay, it's here. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have no idea if this works, but it could. But this needs to be 0. Okay, 62. God. This does not look good. Okay, there are other functions that I'm skipping, and the rendering. This might actually be a lot harder than I thought. I think I have to set dt to this. That's better. Okay, I'm hovering. Okay, I have a really wobbly screen now. because VSync is off. But I'm at 62 frames. So what happens if I turn VSync on now? With a display, please. Okay, back at 60. I can't see any really obvious impact of the accumulator. Why was it 62 frames? There has to be something not accounted for. Yeah, this looks fine. Even though it now runs always with a delta time of 16. I mean, mission accomplished, I would say. Maybe let's bring this into a function and call it if throttle what delta time is 1, then continue or something. This returns 1, this returns 0, and static double accumulator. Returns 1 if, yeah, this is switched. Loop should skip to limit the FPS. Where was it? Yeah. Um, 224. Unused accumulator. Yeah, let me look at the water particles. I think they are the most impacted by this. But yeah, that looks fine. And the same thing again with vsync off. Well, I'd say that's the same. Hanging around 62 frames. It would be nice to hit exactly 60 to reduce the tearing, but not sure what I'm missing. Maybe less than equal. Same. Not sure, but I think this is good enough. For now, at least. This should make it playable for people who have their vsync set off. Add frame rate throttling. And that's another check. That's just Patreon. Yeah, so the next really important thing I have to do is setting up the Steam page. But I can't do that on stream because of the NDA. And what was the other thing? There was something else. Yeah, all the exits, of course. Still haven't done those. And the for the Steam page, I'll also have to create 4K screenshots. And the only easy way I know how to is hook up the computer to the television. Yeah, everything else. I was just thinking about downloading the frame buffer, rendering the game in 4K and downloading the frame buffer, and then, but no, that's stupid. Okay, that's it from me for today. What's today? Tuesday? Yeah. I'll be back tomorrow. Actually, I think tomorrow I'll do the Steam page, or today. We'll see. Can't promise that I'm going to be on tomorrow in case I'll do all the Steam stuff, but maybe I can finish that today. But that's quite a lot for the Steam store page that you have to deliver. You too, 6 for 12. Thanks for stopping by. Hope your work day went well. And thanks for the input on the screen brightness. It's actually pretty good. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. And where's my OBS? All right.